I'm Daphne. I'm going to show you how I made my song, Cupid. I started the song with this floaty guitar line. Then I added this weird reverby delay stuff. Next, I wanted to add some more guitar harmonies on top. Then added the same thing up an octave again, so we got 3 going. Underneath all those floaty guitars, I added this weird like chugga chugga thing. And that develops into the more full-bodied and the up octave. Then just chilling on top, we had these storytelling, soft vocals.
Oh damn, I fumble around, turn the other way.
All together yet.
Man down, and don't look now, but did you see her face? I know, I better go try and say something to someone. Oh, this would be the credits that roll.
So next step in writing the song, we had to make it build a bit more. So I invited these very cute little sustained guitar things. The other one's a bit more drivey. Then I added a few synth droplet stuff. Ooh, it's like bird vibes. But like electronic. We still got that cruisy, vulnerable vocal sitting on top.
Did I just try to wink with both eyes?
And to weird it up a bit, I chucked this really auto-tuned octave up.
Did I just try to wink with both eyes? This conversation took a nosedive. You might be someone that I can't survive.
Weird. So to write the chorus for Cupid, we started with these indie guitars. And because guitars don't usually have that much high end, to get it to sound really crisp, I recorded this electric guitar with a mic as well. So we've got the actual recorded guitar sounds like this. Underneath that we have the mic'd up guitar, which is just the strings. To give like a slightly nicer leading melody on the very top. Just like a 1-note thing. All together you get this. Even though I wanted the really clean indie guitar 2010s sound, it was still a little bit too clean, so I wanted a bit of meat under there. So I chucked in a more distorted version doing this. And all together they sound beautiful. Next up, I recorded bass just to double it. Those guys together. After we recorded all the bass and guitars and stuff for the song, we got to the worst. Oh my god, this took me so long. I reckon I spent 8 days just working on these drum sounds. I haven't actually mixed drums before, and drums are really hard to mix. I don't know if you know about this, but every mic affects every other mic. So if you do some weird, crazy processing on something, it sort of fucks up the rest of the kit. So after so much laboring, this is my live drum sound. Woo! But there's like some fake explosion sounds at the start. Took so long to make it sound this. Anyway, I think it sounds good. I did well. On top of all of those, we've got some less vulnerable chorus vocals.
Shot me 5 times in the heart, now I'm worried. Leave me
all together.
Stupid, let me bleed out. I'll be dead in a hurry, 'cause I've got a friction.
Anyway, you can listen on your own time. So for writing the post-chorus for Cupid, we take that same guitar thing from before, but this time we're playing through it, so we're getting... And to really send it into Hypetown, we have these hectic guitars underneath going. Those 2 guys alone weren't enough to like really carry and push the section, so I put these like 80s synths underneath as well. Oh, octave up, forgot about that. And the bass is just absolutely sending it. The drums go a little bit more mental than before. And sitting on top of all of that is this lead line doing this one. In true post-chorus fashion, we've got me singing like the last line of the chorus.
Die if she worries about me.
Some fun delays. And when writing this, I was sort of not really sure what the sections were, because like each section I was like, this is the chorus maybe, or this is the chorus. So the about me bit, I was like, is this a post? I don't know what this section is, but it ended up being this.
About me, about me, about me.
With these drums underneath. A little bit of weird electronic stuff mixed in with like the more organic. So making the second verse for Cupid, I wanted it to sort of like lift up and be a bit more driven, but not too explosive until we get to that middle chunk. So it starts off kind of like reserved, but still drivey. Little hi-hats. We got some percussion stuff going on underneath as well. We get these guys. Oh, spooky. So bass is what's making it a bit more relaxed compared to those last hectic sections. We've got the same guitar harmony stuff as before, but this time it's a little bit more crunchy. Just a little bit like... It's not quite like explosive angry, but it's got like some to it, you know? Okay, so this may be the most embarrassing thing I've ever recorded in my life, but to make it like kick it up a notch, this is me legitimately screaming. Just throwing away the keys, she's every single whole bad dream I think I'll ever have. So to balance that out so it's not so insane, I put a lower scream, which is a bit less full on. Just throwing away the keys. Still sounds pretty cooked. Put like an up one, doing a gentle. Just throwing away. All together. Throwing away the keys, she's every. But then we get to processing, and my favorite thing in the world, effects. So we add a bunch of compression, bunch of distortion, and then some like weird stuff, and you get this. Just throwing away the keys, she's every single whole bad dream I think I'll ever have. Which is still a lot, but it's not as bad as the dry sounding signals. Mixed in with the main vocal. Just throwing away the keys, she's every single whole bad dream. Not too bad anymore. We got these guitars that explode. I tried to keep in as much noise at the end of all these bits, like all that like handling of the guitar. If you can hear these movements, the guitar has to be really loud. Having those little movement sounds in there before an explosion, you're sort of like, oh, is something gonna happen? And then something happens. To pad this whole section out even more underneath, I've got these weird pluck swells that I just leveled up and down. Sort of like falls back away. The bass also kicks it up with way more distortion. So after that explosion in the second verse, I wanted to pull back and just fall into a relaxed sort of state. These gentle guitars wind us back down. And you just chill out and let it. I wanted all the guitars doing sort of semi-percussive things just to be like, oh, we're about to go again. So to transition into the second chorus for Cupid, we have this crazy drum fill. And me screaming over the top of it. Cupid shot me 5 times. Had to listen on your own time. So to make this chorus lift a little bit from the last chorus, I added in these synths. With a few like weird repeats and stuff. And what you might not have heard, which I actually forgot until I heard it right now, is this harmony. Then we get into like a bit more chill land, acoustic guitar. We added some band stuff, just building as well, drums. And then we just hit chorus to the end till we hit the very outro and we get to sort of slow down. That's how I made all the sounds to my song Cupid. Please go listen to it lots of times, put it on repeat. Spin that shit. It's a good song. Now you know how it was done. I'm Daphne. Mwah.